So it started recording. So, hello, my name's Louise Taylor and this is Children of the Revolution, and I think it's about episode 6, and this is
Jeremy Turkington.
Jeremy Turkington, and where are we?
We are in the wall garden in Clandeboyne Estate. The tree nursery.
Yes, the tree nursery, and this is the first time I've ever been here, and I have just spent the morning and afternoon with a load of lovely students from the Steiner School.
Yeah.
That was lovely. And how did you find them?
Fantastic, very open to everything that's around them, and they just absorb everything. Like you've seen them planting up there, you just have to show them once, and then they organised themselves and got everything they needed and just worked away in their own bat.
Yeah, and they were so respectful.
Yeah, definitely.
Of the plants and the flower and everything.
Just very aware.
They were lovely. So, as you know, Children of the Revolution, do you think that we need a revolution?
I can see, well, I have seen a revolution happening for a very long time already. So very, very slowly, and it's just gradually been speeding up. I'm coming from the background of trees, like bringing forest cover into Northern Ireland, and I've seen all the work that's been done in schools and for the past since the 80s is all starting to compound and build up, and it's starting to produce results because there's tree planting going on everywhere. People are constantly looking at us to do things in the nursery, which we don't really have time to do, but we try and make an effort, but you can see that there is a revolution taking place very under the radar.
And you're really interested in environmental.
I am, yeah. I'm interested in Ireland's woodland culture, indigenous woodland culture, which has come back for thousands of years. But bringing that back and fostering that in children, just because that's the only way you're going to be able to sustain a forest ecosystem. The Irish are a forest people, but they've no forest.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a chance to try and bring that back.
Yeah, when you said that, you wrote that, and I got in touch with you asking you if you do this, and you wrote, "We are a forest people with no forest," and I was like, oh my god, yes, because I was connected to nature as a child, but then went and did the university and did the jobs and got the job that I thought would sort me out, and then realised it wasn't for me, and so then I've gone back and I've reverted back to what I really enjoyed, which was that connection with nature. But I had to go against everything to find my way back to.
Yeah. You find that, when I first started getting into trees, it was in Mid-Ulster, and it was 4 primary schools we got together, and I would bring them out, collect acorns at Tullylagan, and then I would go with them all in a nursery I had set up. And then they come back, so today was P5s. I would always bring P5s out, and then by the time they're P7s they can plant the trees out when they're still in primary school.
Yeah.
But if you get them at that age, it doesn't leave them then, because I've had kids already coming back, and that was 9 years ago, and they're just at university or starting university.
Yes.
They've been through the whole, went to high school and went and were pilotless planes, and then they've come back and they want to see where their trees are, and the trees are the height of that ceiling now, and it's very so it doesn't, if you get children in primary school and get them aware and conscious, they'll always come back to it, do you know what I mean?
What do you think? So the special connection with trees makes a lot of sense to me, but it doesn't make, why do you think people don't feel that connected to nature? Or
there's various factors, massive disconnect.
Why is it seen as weird to really like trees?
There's so many preconceptions or misconceptions and prejudice about heavy culture and things like that. I'm fascinated by the whole process of growing a tree from a seed. People sometimes think trees is such a long-term thing, you'll never see it in your lifetime, but you see it in one season, the difference from an acorn going into a tree that's 40 centimetres already.
Yeah.
That's from June, so you can watch the whole process and that just fascinates me completely. So it's getting that fascination that's more immediate than 50 years. People say, it took 200 years for a tree to grow. People are, fuck that. I'm not wasting 200 years, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's on so many levels. So you're looking at it on that level, as in like kind of it's miraculous.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it on a global level.
Like
we need them.
We need oxygen and clear, clean water. Purely selfish reasons.
Yeah, we need them for our survival.
Absolutely.
So why would it
And
not?
just magic. Like,
So they're magic. They're amazing.
but just if you didn't have if you had no world, a world without trees, like wouldn't be worth living, would it?
Yes, but then you do have a lot of people who find it weird. They're completely disconnected to the magic.
Unconscious.
Unconscious.
Like I said, I just don't have time for it anymore.
So yes,
People do come to their own realizations, like usually later in life as well. Like when I started doing this project, I talked to so many people who were in their retirement. Some people were ill as well, and one of their biggest regrets that they always said to me was only finding out about the magic of trees so late in life.
Yes.
So it's always in us. Like we share the same DNA as trees. It's completely symbiotic. So why?
Yes.
It's always there. It's just getting that trigger.
Yeah.
And sometimes it happens very late in life. I was very lucky it happened very, very young in life. I was also lucky I knew all four of my grandparents. They were always into nature and into growing, like, so
Yeah.
that was a very big influence at a very young age, so I never lost that.
Yeah.
And they were able to teach me a lot about growing and different aspects of nature.
Yeah, because I think there's one thing whenever I often think that people think like the best countries are not here, whereas I spent a lot of time traveling and I've come back and I've gone. So when people are like, oh, why do you want to come back here? I'm like, hold on a minute, this place is amazing. We live in
paradise.
I think I just like
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I had that similar experience as well. I moved to London and I was just left school and went and did the whole London thing. I think everyone has a time in their life for London, like, but mine was pretty short lived. But as soon as I got back, like, I was just like, I need to see more of this place.
Yeah.
So
and
you could spend lifetimes here and still never you spend lifetimes in Tyrone, like, and still never see it all, never mind anywhere else in the country. So trying to get that forward to people, but people, as we were saying earlier, in schools they're told you have to go to university, you have to do the medicines, the law schools.
Happiness is money, and actually, well, it's you're saying, like, obviously it's great to have financial security. Money is, we need it for lots of different things, but it's not everything.
No.
Yeah, I've earned a lot more than I earn now.
Yeah.
But I wasn't happy. But that's not it's how much are you earning and what are you doing, and also I think a lot of people here like the one word professions, what are they doing? Oh, they're at this, they're that. Whereas me, I'm like, I do over 50 different things, which suits me, but we're not actually taught to do things that we're passionate about too often.
No, or follow what you're thinking about. People have these set ideas.
Yeah. Can you tell me a bit about, because you were doing, did you say you went to school and then you did sports psychology, or not sports psychology?
It was in St Mary's in London. I did a rugby scholarship there, and that was part of it, was to study sports psychology.
But then that wasn't, you thought, this isn't for me?
No, I found the whole rugby side of thing, if you just lose your passion for something, you have to just stop, and I just did. I just had no interest in it anymore. So
did it just go like a switch?
Just went it just I had to stop.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know. It was just, it's very the whole rugby world. It's so ego based. It's very difficult to, once you start thinking outside that, it's very difficult to just keep being competitive and keeping it up.
So it was you were a big part of that rugby world, and then you just went, no, it's not for me.
Yeah.
And then so what happened from there? You were doing sports psychology or a sports based course, and then rugby was a big part of your life, and then what was the route?
Well, I was living in London, St Mary's was in Twickenham, but around Twickenham there was a lot of royal parks and things like that, so I really got interested again in trees through just being around those places and speaking to rangers, and there's so many photographers, and I couldn't believe this place right in the middle of London could have so much diversity and and wildlife, so
Yeah.
that just re-triggered something in my mind. I was just like, back home there's hedges being ripped out and trees pulled out everywhere you look every time I was home, and I was just like, it's wrong. It was the first time I realised it's desperately wrong that this is being allowed to happen and there's no one stopping it.
Oh God, yeah.
So it's just like then.
It's like, it does, whenever you just said that, it sounds slightly barbaric.
Well, it was happening, like you can only go by what you see with
Yes.
your own eyes, and that's what I was seeing all the time. Maybe sometimes if you're drawn to something, you just keep seeing it everywhere.
Yes.
But I just kept seeing it every time I came home, like it was just more and more of the same.
Oh, when your
It's
consciousnness
just,
opens
yeah.
up to something.
And it will always draw you to that one thing that you'll always see.
And
that's what
it's-
I kept saying, so it, was,
Yeah.
it got me really, I was just like, right, I have to sort this out. So phoned from London, phoned Greenmount. I was the only college I could think of that did like an agricultural course, and so did a rural development foundation degree.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they said that's fine, I was like, went home for Christmas and just didn't go back.
Yeah.
And that was it. So
Sometimes, well, this is the thing. Well, I'd say if you kept noticing that this is what you're supposed to be doing, kind of thing.
yeah.
Because if it's in
So
your,
it's like wasn't subtle either. Like you kept just
Yeah.
seeing blatant things happening. Got in a few rows with a few landowners. At a very young age.
I've been in a few rows
Yeah.
about various things. So you've been in a few rows with a few land, because you were saying the treatment of nature.
Yeah, the rivers, like there was no, I wasn't seeing any fish in any rivers. I was like, why is this happening? Do you know what I mean? Whereas,
Yeah.
where's it all going? And for a very short space of time, like there was just serious degradation and rural degradation,
Yeah,
and no one cared.
But do you think, right, that was something that I heard, there's a real, in Mid-Ulster and in the farming communities have been really hard hit by many things. So there's an urgency with the way they're treating the land and the way they're treating nature, because they're desperate.
Yeah. A problem as well is there's a lot of landowners in Mid-Ulster who don't farm the land, they lease the land out, and then when you're leasing land out in Conacre, there's a lot of just disregard for the land
Yes.
as well. So
Yeah.
hedges are never replaced, trees come down, never
Yeah.
replaced, they're just
Yeah.
not looked after at all. Like.
Yeah, and these trees, like some of these trees, like hundreds of years.
Especially in Mid-Ulster, there's a huge, like look at the town and names, like when that, all the dairies and all the names have connotations with trees and associations with past cultures like that are just almost forgotten about now,
Yeah.
which is interesting as well.
Yeah, but I think that's because people are feeling like money is running out and they need to exploit.
Yeah.
Fear. Yeah. So there's an exploitation of the land, but they're not. But
Yeah.
I would say, well, I'm big into being creative. Oh, how can we use the land in a different way? Like,
Yeah.
how could you use it for eco-tourism?
Ecotourism, I think Mid-Ulster has that to look forward to. But if you look at even up in the Sperrins at the minute, you have the gold mining companies, quarrying, commercial forestry, all these things it's just a free for all. Like they're just constantly taking and no one's doing anything. So that has to be addressed first and foremost before you can even think about ecotourism and really enhancing the landscape, as opposed to just keep taking and taking and taking.
But people aren't thinking differently about how to use land. They're thinking all the ways that we used it before are the only ways that exist, kind of.
Yeah, in farming communities as well, a lot of the times I've noticed, if you do try and do something different, they just say you're a bad farmer, and that's like a punishment of
Like you're a bad farmer.
a bad farmer.
Does
Like,
that hurt?
Apparently it does. I don't know. I'd rather see green trees than green fields.
Yeah, well, this is it. Like you said about the forest, we're a forest people with no forest. And it was actually a few days after you said that, I was walking around the peatlands and I bumped into this man. My dog's usually scared of everybody, but she loved this man. I was like, something about you she really likes. And within minutes, he was saying about the tree cover. Like within minutes,
Yeah.
he was saying, this country, you could have swung from one end to the other with trees, and look at us now. And the peatlands is actually it's native,
Yeah,
but it looks otherworldly in a way.
that was so I did that project with the schools around the Lochshore as part of the
Yeah.
Landscape Partnership, but that's where I brought the kids, was to Peatlands Park. That's actually all it is. acorns came from,
Yeah.
was Peatlands Park. And the idea was this gravel's from Loughney, this sand's from Loughney, the peat is all from Loughney,
Yeah.
and then the kids on the day they collected the leaf mould, the acorns and the leaves, all from Peatlands Park, which is in Loughney. And then they went into all the schools, so it's like you're taken from that, and it's just ex situ sort of conservation of all the schools. And then by the time the P5 to P7, they'll be able to plant these trees out in community woodlands closer to their schools.
That's great.
So,
And that's the thing. Like it's like the peatlands though is supposed to be in the way it looked. A lot of Ireland looked like that.
yeah, there is ancient sessile oak woods in Peatlands Park, which it would have been. If you just have to look at the townland names around there, there's Derry Lahan, Derry Lee, Derry Trasna, Derry Tresk. They're all associated with Derry, which is oakwood. So the whole Loch Shore would have been completely covered in oakwood.
Yeah, which is tragic really when you think about it.
It is tragic, but it's deeply forgotten. Like, but it's still in their culture. You just have to look at the crests in all the schools. It's all the oak leaves or acorns or things like that. So it hasn't been completely lost. It's still there. So it's not like the kids can cop on very quickly. But
yeah, so you think a lot of the revolution should be in the children?
Well, it makes the most sense.
Yeah, of course, that's what I think.
All these farmers have kids in their schools, like, so.
And actually, if you meet a lot of farming children, I would say they're generally really, really happy because they're connected to and animals often, and children they really enjoy that connect, like I did.
Yeah.
And I know, I know a lot of children who feel very good whenever they're in nature, but the problem is, I would have been allowed to run around the fields. Now, not children, that would be neglect. If you would be considered, you would be judged if it's a very judgmental oh my God, it's a very judgmental country, like.
I know.
but I think children should be able to run around nature.
But what type of nature have we got now? Like, look, if you look at the size of machines you have going up and down lanes, they would. Like, we couldn't have run the way we did it when we were children because you have huge tractors going at high speed and they would not even see it. Like,
but here, then you've got like places like here. This is 200 acres. 2,000 acres.
But this is like the Anglo-Irish they've been blamed for taking away so much from Ireland, but if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have these ancient woodlands left as a seed resource to try. Like, so having these private estates is really helpful for my job, which is to collect seeds, because they're sort of the last pockets that haven't just been cleared.
Yeah, exactly. But you see spaces like this, like if you had like that's where the forest schools are they're kind of keeping a bit safer. Yeah. But then the children are still having the freedom, so there's that. Yeah. Because you've got like nature deficit disorder, which is people are now talking about that. People are always kicking off about screens. Now I don't think screens are as evil as a lot of parents think. I think you need a balance, obviously. But how can they connect with nature if they're not in it? And I don't mean once every week. I mean daily. Yeah. I couldn't see my old school. We could run up the bank. They can't do that now.
Yeah, I know. It's just
all tarmac. So I'm just aware. So in terms of you doing this work and collecting the seeds, where are they all going out to?
So all our trees are grown for the Woodland Trust. All these, they have specific schemes and targets to meet to try and meet those Woodland Trust or targets of native woodland cover. So they're going out all over. A lot of them go into landscape partnership schemes, like some of them Loughney Landscape Partnership, Heart of the Glens, Mourns Heritage Trust, things like that. Uh-huh. They've got some really nice projects involving red squirrels and things like that. Antrim have really copped on to the whole idea of tourism being really a big kickstart in their economy.
Oh, Antrim would though. Antrim are doing alright, aren't they?
Yeah.
Game of Thrones and all.
Exactly, well that's all part of it. We had Game of Thrones here and we're in County Down. But they didn't really cash in on the whole tourism thing.
Yeah, but it's going to keep going.
Yeah, depends. I've seen some real sickening damage to a lot of heritage sites with tourism. So I don't know, I'm still undecided about the balance if we're ready for huge numbers of tourism.
Will you look at the Wild Atlantic Way?
Yeah,
That's a brilliant idea.
it is a fantastic.
Give it a name. And like we did it last year. It was like we did the Donegal.
Yeah.
And it was stunning.
It is. If you get that weather, it's
Yeah.
a better place.
But that's the idea. It's like if you connect people with it and you make it a place where people want to visit for the relaxation,
Yeah.
for the connection with the big beautiful trees, you know. But why is that not considered? Like Mid-Ulster would be brilliant for that.
The Sperrins, it's crying out for it. It's the most undeveloped rural place you'll get. So.
Well, how could you start it though? Everything starts with something.
It's already started. People are doing tours and things like that, but the infrastructure isn't geared up for huge numbers of tourists. Like still, it's getting there. The councils are very slow to learn and slow to react. So yeah, but everything's there. It's like a temple without walls up there. There's stone circles and domes and there's everything you would want.
It's stunning.
Just a few more trees would be nice.
Yeah, but yeah.
The wind turbine policy up there, I don't know, they're putting wind turbines up left, right and centre, so I don't know how that's going to impact on the whole thing.
How do you feel about that? Because that's renewable energy.
It is renewable energy, but I don't know, has the research been done? What sort of impacts it has on bats? I've seen them down south, Scandinavia won't give any more genetic material until they sort out their wind turbine policy because they've been just eagle. They reintroduced the Kerry eagle, the white-tailed eagle, and it's just getting sucked into these wind turbines.
Oh really?
Smashed. Seen it happening with buzzards and the sparrows as well. Just whatever where they just get sucked down and then that's it. They just get dropped.
Oh.
But they don't know what impacts it's having with bees or bats or so. I don't know. I don't know if the research has been done yet. And they're just throwing them up left, right and centre, so.
Yeah, and you're also a beekeeper.
I keep log hives. I put up log hives, so I just let the bees do their own thing.
Oh, so you're not.
I'm not managing bees like as a beekeeper would with a big suit or anything like that. No. It's just it's basically the idea, it's the same principle like what we're doing here. You're trying to preserve the local genetic character of trees in our seed zone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the exact same idea with bees. You're just sort of letting them, not managing them, and letting them build up their own immunity and strength to various diseases and pests.
Yeah.
We've overmanaged them for so long and they've just become so weak and we've constantly taken away their honey and just making them weaker and weaker.
Exploit.
Yeah, it's human nature, I suppose. But
is it human nature? Or is it something that we've...
I what I see, so.
But human, like, as in, since maybe mass consumerism?
I don't know. There's a velociraptor part of the brain, like, and it thrives on meat and it makes man a cunning animal, so.
A cunning animal? Oh, I love it.
The more protein you feed it, the more vicious he can be.
Oh, is that right?
So.
Oh my goodness. I didn't think... I never heard that.
It's the animal part of us.
Yeah, well...
Consume. Plus, a lot of us are mentally ill, so.
Well, now, everything's a spectrum, I think.
Exactly.
So, like, but then here what I've noticed is I would say, like, I'd postnatal, right? But I'd be very open.
Yeah.
Now, when I start doing something that goes against what people believe, they'll be like, she's mentally ill. I'm just different and don't think like that. Doesn't mean I'm mentally ill. I actually think you're mentally ill if you think that's normal.
Look at Cookstown, there's pub, pharmacy, bookies. What have you got? Medication, self-medication.
Oh, it is tragic, the level of medication. And then, but also like there's no shame in having a mental illness. But my research is about how nature helps manage that.
Yeah.
In a very stressful time, in a very stressful era that we're living in, nature brings you back. It slows everything down. And I think that's a brilliant thing for children to learn, and that's been a brilliant thing for me to learn.
Yeah.
That's why I have to go in nature every day.
Yeah.
I think it's mad not to. So you think a lot of it like is connected to our instincts, like our base human instincts that we don't care, or?
No. I think we do deep down.
Oh, right.
We have to care. Like I'm just saying, there's a part of our brain that is it's overactive.
Yeah.
That's making us consume the planet and all our resources.
But do you think it's fear?
Most things I would say is fear based.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it.
It's fear based to like think like, you know, I don't understand why you would have children and not care about the planet.
Yeah.
That to me is like, okay, if you're doing it, because we all like you're not going to meet people who say they don't love their children. So you love your children and you want the best for them. Well, then it makes sense to care about the home that they live in.
Yeah, of course.
And to encourage them to care about the home that they live in.
Yeah.
Because most people who have children, guess what else they want? Grandchildren. So then it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think I think change will come.
Yeah, you can see it come.
Oh,
Are you having sort of meeting anything?
an interview? It's nearly over. Oh, that's hilarious. But change is coming. So do you feel hopeful?
I do, yeah. You just have to look around here. This gives the whole garden gives hope to a lot of people. Like, just
Yeah, it is. It's
growing something
absolutely.
from a seed it's like a microcosm of what we have up. Do you know what I mean?
But do
As a
you?
nursery, like.
But you don't have really. You don't do a lot of school visits. But people
No.
are going into the schools, are they?
Well, at the school, we don't do a lot of school visits, but we have a lot of mental health charities and people with learning difficulties and coming in all the time and using as a form of therapy, almost working with seeds. It's very cognitive as well, a lot of the work, seed processing and working
Mm-hmm.
with small things. So that helps a lot of people, and it gives a lot of people a feeling of safety and sanctuary and a lot of hope.
Yes, absolutely. Is there anything else that you would like? So that was your Children of the Revolution interview.
All right.
How was it? Was it all right?
It's grand.
Oh, good. Is there anything else you'd like to? Would you like to plug any of the services or?
There's that. I don't know. There's that.
Or the what is it? Is it there's volunteers here,
Yeah, the conservation volunteers.
and if people
Easy.
want to help, if they want to help the environment, they want to do something meaningful, what would you suggest that they can do?
Everyone can grow a tree. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like that's how just planting a seed and growing a tree and just looking after it and planting it out and just getting it established, and then it's away. Like,
But what if you live in a flat?
you can come here.
You could come here.
You can come here, or you can still, like, even if you live in a flat, you still have windows. Like, you can grow a lot of things on a window.
But I kill a lot of plants. I'm not good with
Put
it.
outside.
Yeah, this is it. I think they need to go in places
So
like
yeah, people can come here. That's the whole idea. That they come
yeah.
volunteer and can work
yeah,
with the trees.
get involved.
Get involved.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeremy. I really appreciate
No
that.
problem. It's
All
good
right,
to have you.
thank you.